Buenos dias and welcome again to Cooking with David. Today we're with Beatriz de Venezuela and she's going to teach me how to make a tamale from Venezuela. But they don't call them tamales in Venezuela, do they? No. They call them what?
Hallacas maracuchas.
Yes. We're going to be making chicken tamales today. They actually make all different kinds of tamales. Ones with beef, pork, even sometimes fish. So today we're just going to make the chicken tamales, but you can actually make all different kinds. And you can also mix different ingredients to make a chicken and beef tamale. Okay. Beatriz is going to show us all the ingredients we're going to be using today. What are we going to be using?
Hoy les vamos a dar la demostración de las hallacas de la región zuliana. El lago de Maracaibo, sí señor. Nosotros les decimos hallacas maracuchas.
Okay.
Sí, porque cada región tiene su forma de hacer las hallacas, son diferentes, utilizan diferentes ingredientes y yo les voy a demostrar cuáles son los ingredientes que nosotros los zulianos utilizamos.
Perfect.
Entre los ingredientes tenemos papas cortadas en trozos pequeñitos, pimentón, ajo, cebolla blanca, cebollín, tenemos cilantro, la harina, ajo, aceitunas, alcaparras, aceite, sal, pimienta y también la hoja que utilizamos para envolverlas, que se llama bijao. También tenemos la cinta para envolverla, que pues, se le llama también pica o nylon. Nylon, sí.
Super.
Esta es una parte después falta el pollo que lo tenemos allí.
Oh, yeah. So we'll start by cooking the chicken first. All right. So I have two that worked up. All right. One that's fresh chicken and one that I've already seasoned and cooked a little bit. It's very important to cook the chicken before you make the tamale. We're gonna first add garlic, okay, and some salt. Here we got some salt and garlic. I'm gonna throw it on there. Okay. After that, we're gonna throw in some lovely black pepper. Boom, black pepper. And then last but not least, just some paprika. All right, so now we have everything seasoned. We're gonna lightly put some oil on it. Not too much, just enough to keep it sauteed. All right, and go to the stove, cook this baby up, and see you in a minute. First thing you're gonna do when you have your chicken ready is called manchada. You're gonna take it piece by piece and make it really thin, like shredded chicken. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start by taking piece by piece, like you would shredded chicken, okay? And you want it really fine. So it's a diligent process, okay? It's gonna take you a while. So you're gonna want piece by piece by piece by piece, okay? To shred out the chicken, and that way it's gonna cook really good inside the tamale or hallaca. Now that we've finished with the chicken, we're gonna start with the vegetables. That's it. Together we have all the vegetables put in the dish, all right? So we're gonna make it with the onions, the green peppers, the other type of onions, looks like a little kind of green onion that grows out of the ground. We have some paprika we just added to it as well. We're gonna mix this together and she's gonna go through what kind of seasonings and how we're gonna do it. Take it away.
Bueno, en el siguiente paso unimos todos los vegetales, a eso le agregamos paprika, aceite, sal y luego le vamos a colocar el pollo y lo procedemos a cocinar.
Exactly. So we're just going to throw some more oil in this, also with some salt and some black pepper. Mix it all together, and we're going to see you guys in the kitchen.
Sofreír. Lleva suficiente aceite. sal.
Está bien, te va a quedar. Eso es súper salado.
¿Va a quedar súper salado?
Tienes que poner cuidado porque ese es súper
Es muy salado, ¿sí? Ah, bueno, no es como...
Sí, sí. Yo también, y yo una leche y eso creo que no me lo podía comer. O sea, en específicamente ese. Tiene mucha sal.
No voy a usar sal puro. Mire lo bonito que es. ¿Vio?
See? Okay, so we're adding the chicken with the vegetables right here. This way we're going to saute them together for another 25 minutes so that all the flavors absorb inside the chicken and all the vegetables. So Beatriz is tackling the vegetables right now. She just mixed it with the chicken. All right, so she's sauteing that right now. It's going to take about 30 minutes. It's really important after that to go ahead and start with your potatoes. They've been soaking in the water, so they absorb lots of water. So they're very, very moist and ready to cook. Okay, so we're going to put them in here in another bowl. We're going to cook it for another 15 minutes on low heat so that we can mash them later. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the potatoes inside our cooking pot so that we can go ahead and put this on low heat for about 30 minutes. That way we can start to make a mash out of it, which we're going to use for the tamales. So the pot's been cooking for about 30 minutes. We're about to add the potatoes we've just cooked as well. Beatriz, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
Vamos a continuar. El otro paso es colocarle las papas al guisado que ya tenemos.
Sí.
Y comenzamos a vamos a ver, comenzamos a ligar todo esto que nos va a dar el guiso de las ricas hallacas.
Perfecto. So we're mixing everything together and we're going to let this mix and sit for another 15-20 minutes. That way all the flavors absorb into the potatoes as well. So now we finished cooking the chicken with all the vegetables. We're going to move on to the masa. Alright, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
Vamos, procedemos a mezclar la harina.
Alright. So this is their flour here in Colombia and Venezuela and most of South America. This is what they make arepas out of.
La harina, la sal.
What's up?
Y le colocamos un poco de sal al gusto.
Alright, some salt we're going to add to it.
Colocamos un poquito de paprika para darle el color.
Perfect.
Y comenzamos a mezclar
So
hasta obtener la consistencia que necesita.
So then we're going to add water to it and we're going to mix it like you'd mix regular dough for baking until you have a nice, good consistency. So now we're on the final and last step, the most important step, actually wrapping the tamales. So now we have our dough, it's ready. Okay, how you know the dough is ready is it's not going to stick anymore, okay? So as long as it doesn't stick, you're good to go. We have our food right here and a little bit of oil. And Patricia is going to show us how to go ahead and do this. Okay, ¿puedes mostrar cómo?
Colocamos un poquito de aceite en la hoja para que la harina no se pegue y procedemos a extender por toda la hoja. Okay. Luego tomamos un poquito de harina, lo vamos a hacer esta cosita.
Make it into like a little ball. Perfect.
Empezamos a extender la harina. Que no quede tan gruesa, porque no sabe bien. Entonces luego le vamos a colocar el guiso y lo vamos a extender.
Now, as you can see, she made it very thin. Okay, she cut it down as much as she could so that she can put it on top of it, and it's going to cook evenly because it's very thin.
Luego
Alright.
la colocamos hacia adelante, haciendo la figura. Y le quitamos los restos de los lados. Miren.
Make sure it doesn't look like an ugly tamale.
Y
That's
le quitamos esto de acá. Entonces vamos a envolverlo. Por acá.
Whoa, that's a good looking tamale. Muy bien.
De la hoja.
All right, now she's going to go ahead and wrap the tamale. She makes it look too easy. Super fácil.
Le quiere echar toda una toma. Se va a resolver en.
So the form actually tying it together is pretty complicated. I've developed my new form. Just wrap it up as many times as you can and throw it in the pot. So if you struggle with it, just buy a lot more yarn and you'll be fine that way.
So after you've wrapped your tamales and you want to make them nice and hot, you need to cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes in boiling hot water. So we're going to go ahead and put these in here, and then in 20 minutes we're going to get back and we're going to have some delicious tamales.
So we finished the tamales, all right, and we're about to try them for the first time. Bon appetit. ¿Cómo es? Ah, now this is just a little bit different. We made the original one, but I did put cheese in this one, which they don't do in Venezuela. Pero esa es la primera vez con queso, ¿cierto?
Sí,
¿Y cómo es?
riquísimo.
Ah.
Ajá.